7 trillion naira by the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James and it's many thanks for joining us. Quickly a look at the news making the rounds for today. Federal government clamps down on EndSARS promoters, freezes accounts. Ethiopia Prime Minister orders military response to base attack. On US election, Biden hits new battleground, Trump blitzes Midwest. Firms suspect borrowing inflation rates to rise, says CBN. Maradona brain surgery successful, says doctor. Do well to stay with us as we bring you the news in full after this time out. Welcome back. And now the news in details. Federal government clamps down on EndSARS promoters, freezes accounts. There were strong indications yesterday that the federal government had begun a clampdown on promoters of EndSARS protests by freezing their bank accounts. Some EndSARS promoters said their banks informed them that the Central Bank of Nigeria had directed that their accounts should be frozen. Last month, youths calling for the disbanding of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian police protested for 2 weeks in major cities of the country. Yesterday, some promoters of the protest said their accounts had been frozen for the past 2 weeks. The bank, it was learned, were able to implement the directive by tracking the narration of transactions. Bank transactions that included the narration #EndSARS or EndSARS were immediately flagged, while such accounts receiving funds were frozen. And now moving forward, Osinbajo charges firms to sustain sound business ethics. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has charged heads of various enterprises to maintain sound ethical practices in order to ensure the sustainability and viability of their businesses. Osinbajo disclosed this yesterday in a statement issued by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity Office of the Vice President, Laolu Akande. The statement stated that the country's second-in-command disclosed this at the virtual 2020 conference of the Institute of Directors. He said the development and sustenance of viable enterprises were no longer dependent on the size of the corporation and related factors, but on sound ethical practices imbibed by all stakeholders. Furthermore, the frequent clashes between conscience and wrongful behavior will eventually create a toxic work environment and destroy corporate objectives and visions. There is also enough history of how cutting corners and dishonesty ultimately brings down the whole enterprise. And now in another development, REP stops TCN's 2021 project, firm blames higher authorities. The Transmission Company of Nigeria will not be allowed to embark on new capital projects in 2021, the House of Representatives has said. The House Committee on Power said this while grilling the Managing Director of TCN, Sule Abdulaziz, over the 2020 budget performance and 2021 proposal by the company in Abuja on Tuesday. The committee said it did not make any sense to have ongoing projects worth 145 billion naira with 4 billion naira only available to fund them and still introduce new ones. The TCN boss, however, told the committee that higher authorities imposed new projects on the company. Chairman of the committee, Aliyu Magaji, while reacting to Abdulaziz's presentation, stated that the lawmakers had the powers to appropriate for or to move the new projects from the TCN budget. And now to news stories coming from around Africa. Ethiopia Prime Minister orders military response to base attack. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has ordered a military offensive to subdue a long-running separatist movement in Tigray State following an alleged attack on an army base. Abiy accused the region's ruling party, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, of launching the attack. He also said the group tried to loot military assets in a statement posted on social media. However, details of the attack could not be immediately verified. Tensions between the government and TPLF have escalated in recent months, with both sides accusing the other of plotting to use military force. And now, still from around Africa, Rwanda genocide, President Habyarimana's widow heard in burial investigation. The widow of the former Rwandan President Agathe Habyarimana, suspected of involvement in the 1994 genocide, arrives at a Paris court with her lawyer to be questioned in the investigation into the role played by former policeman Paul Baril at the time of the massacres. The widow has been living since 1998 in France, which has refused to extradite her to Rwanda, while also denying her asylum on the basis of suspicions against her. Rwanda has an outstanding arrest warrant for Habyarimana on charges of genocide and crimes against humanity, accusing her of having played a key role in one of the 20th century's most horrendous crimes. Right now, we'll be taking a break, and when we return, we shall be looking at updates from the United States of America. Do well to stay with us.
Wait is over. You can now connect to Celebration TV's official website, www.mycelebrationtv.com. Specially designed for your satisfaction, you get to access a lineup of inclusive contents and programs of Celebration TV. Get the latest updates and news stories from our news desk. Be kept abreast on infos about all outreaches and events of the Resurrection Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman. Watch Celebration TV on the go via our 24/7 live streaming service. With all these and more, we make your partnership with us as we take the gospel around the world way easier with just a click. Hurry now. Visit www.mycelebrationtv.com.
Welcome back. And now on U.S. election, Biden hits new battleground, Trump blitzes Midwest. Democratic challenger Joe Biden says it is not in his place or incumbent President Donald Trump's place to declare the winner of yesterday's election. Biden, who spoke live from Wilmington, Delaware on yesterday's night, rather said it is in the place of the American people to declare their next president through the ballots. They say they believe that they are on track to win this election because beyond President's early votes, the mail-in votes is going to take a while. They will be patient until the hard work of counting votes is finished and until every vote is counted. But they are feeling good about where they are. He further stated that it's not in his or Donald Trump's place to declare the winner of this election, that it is a decision of the American people, as he is also optimistic about the outcome. Already polls are gradually closing across the United States and a long night of waiting for results lies ahead. And now looking at more updates, Jack Ma's Ant Group, world's biggest market debut, suspended. And backed by Jack Ma, billionaire founder of e-commerce platform Alibaba, was set to sell shares worth about $34.4 billion on Thursday. The listings in Shanghai and Hong Kong would have been the biggest stock market debut to date, but Chinese authorities have cited major issues as the reason behind the 11th-hour suspension. Ant runs Alipay, the main online payment system in China, which has eclipsed cash, checks, and credit cards. Alibaba, which owns a third of Ant, saw its share price plunge 9.6% in Hong Kong trading on Wednesday. This followed an 8.1% fall in New York yesterday after the suspension was announced. And now moving to the world of business, firms expect borrowing inflation rates to rise, says CBN. The Central Bank of Nigeria has said the firms that participated in its latest business expectation survey expect borrowing and inflation rates in the country to rise further in the coming months. The CBN said in its October 2020 Business Expectation Survey report released yesterday that the respondent firms expressed pessimism on the macroeconomy. It said they were, however, optimistic in their outlook for November with a confidence index of 37.9. Respondents' outlook on volume of total order, volume of business activity, average capacity utilization, and financial condition were positive. However, their outlook on access to credit was negative in October 2020, it said. The Apex Bank said the survey was conducted online from October 12 to 16 with a sample size of 1,050 businesses nationwide. It said respondent firms expect the naira to depreciate in the current month, but appreciate in the next month, next 2 months, and next 6 months as their confidence indices stood at -6.6, 8.4, 18.3, and 35.0 index points, respectively. On still on business, OML 40 explosion damages marine storage vessel, stalls 10,000 barrels per day production. The Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, a subsidiary of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, has reported an explosion at a production facility in oil mining lease 40 involving its partners, Elcrest Exploration and Production Nigeria Limited. Spokesperson for NNPC, Kenny Obateru, said yesterday that the explosion led to the damage of a marine storage vessel and led to a reduction in crude oil production by 10,000 barrels per day. He said the explosion recorded no fatalities, adding that it occurred while the companies were carrying out production evacuation at Betioko Early Production Facility. Obateru said in a statement issued in Abuja yesterday that the explosion also recorded no injury and no significant spill in the community where it occurred. Right now, we're taking a break, and when we return, it shall be more news stories, but this time around from the world of sports. Do well to stay with us.
is over. You can now connect to Celebration TV's official website, www.mycelebrationtv.com. Specially designed for your satisfaction, you get to access a lineup of inclusive contents and programs of Celebration TV. Get the latest updates and news stories from our news desk. Be kept abreast on infos about all outreaches and events of the Resurrection Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman. Watch Celebration TV on the go via our 24/7 live streaming service. With all these and more, we make your partnership with us as we take the gospel around the world way easier with just a click. Hurry now. Visit www.mycelebrationtv.com.
Welcome back. Still on News Desk, Maradona brain surgery successful, says doctor. Argentine football great Diego Maradona underwent successful brain surgery on a blood clot yesterday night. His doctor has said they managed to successfully remove the clot. Diego coped well with the surgery, Leopold Luke said at the Icon's private clinic in the capital Buenos Aires. Maradona, who is in his 60s, had gone to a hospital in La Plata where he is the coach at Gimnasia y Esgrima on Monday after falling ill. In another sports news, Ajax squeezed past Midland to earn first Champions League win. Ajax won their first Champions League match of the season yesterday after coming out on top 2-1 in a tight Group D contest at Midland. Antony's first-minute strike and a free kick from captain Dusan Tadic, who had been expected to miss the match in Denmark, alongside 3 other key players following a coronavirus outbreak, were just about enough to see Erik ten Hag's side through. The Dutch Giants move up to second in their group level on 4 points with third-placed Atlanta, but 5 behind leaders Liverpool after they strolled to a 5-0 win in Bergamo. 3 of the 4 started in Hermin, and Tadic was key to Ajax win, setting up Antony's opener just seconds after kickoff before trashing home a 13th-minute free kick from close range after Midland goalkeeper Mikkel Andersen collected a back pass inside his own area. Andres Dreyer pulled one back in the 18th minute when he caught inside from the right and beat Onana at his near post with a powerful shot. Antony thought he had restored the away side 2-goal lead when he slipped a lovely finish past Anderson from a tight angle, but the goal was chalked out for offside after a VAR check. And that's the size of the news for today from News Desk on Celebration TV. But in case you missed out, here is a recap of the headlines. Federal government clamps down on EndSARS promoters, freezes accounts. Ethiopia Prime Minister orders military response to base attack. On U.S. election, Biden hits new battleground, Trump blitzes Midwest. Firms suspect borrowing, inflation rates to rise, says the Central Bank of Nigeria. Maradona brain surgery successful, says doctor. And now to the photo of the day. He that loves reading has everything within his reach. And this, of course, is coming from William Godwin. Of course, we would like to know your thoughts on the photo of the day, so do well to reach back to us via our social media platforms. On Facebook, Celebration TV. On Instagram, My Celebration TV. On Twitter, at My Celebration TV. And on YouTube, Celebration TV. The continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. So no matter the office you hold, as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. So play your part and do it with all diligence. I am Comfort James, and it is many thanks for watching.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.